Hello, everybody, boys and girls, whoever might turn up in the stream. I have finished and defeated the dreaded Alexander. Now I am here. Just on my wings of time. Okay, now it's time for the trial series, which I'm gonna try and beat all of it all at once. That's the hope. I think I can, because it's a lot shorter. Time to make Unalak. So usually when I get home, I do the daily routines and then do story stuff, but I've just decided not to do that. There's a reason for that. My thanks for coming. Unalak. Unakahai is my name, and I serve a friend. I sought you out that I might alert you to the rising threat of the beings known as icons. You're aware of the threat. You are aware of the threat, you say. Ah, but I speak not of the primals with which you are exceedingly well acquainted. It may interest you to know the term icon and the beings to which it refers precede the Garlean Empire by eras. You see, it is the name by which the Allegans called godlike beings, the dark divinity Odin among them, and the Garleans you seek to emulate, the glory of ancient Alleg, have simply availed themselves of it. Yeah, it's a bit off. This is the part where I keep adjusting my mic because it's not fully catching my voice. Permit me to continue the tale. I can't do English accents. Permit me. Ah, Oriange. How kind of you to join us. As the warrior of light's comrade, my participation is but to be expected. After all, the matter doth pertain to the very fate of the star. The icons of Eld, the distant past, these mighty beings, did offer furious resistance to the Allegan Empire. However, they eventually fell to the men of Alleg. Who devised the means by which to capture them? And it did not end with capture, as you well know, for the Allegs also learned how to harness the icon's power. They refined this knowledge at the Etherochemical Research Facility at Aziz Law, and within the centrifugal crystal engine, they sealed 3 of the beings, the warring Triad. Was first and foremost to... God, this is bugging me. 'Twas first and foremost to acquire the infinite power of the warring Triad that the Archbishop did seek as his law. There we go. But in the wake of his defeat, the bindings which confined the icons were severely damaged. Doubt not, but that they will fail completely ere long. Know that we do not condemn you for striking down the Archbishop. You were simply fulfilling your destiny. And yet was the warring Triad to be released into the world, unimaginable damage would ensue. Take in heart, for there is still hope. Through swift action we may yet prevent their awakening and see them resealed. But in dealing with this new threat, our first step must be to contend with the old. 2 savage gods are returned, I fear, summoned once more by their worshippers, and at a strength far surpassing their previous incarnations. I speak of the Primo Ravana and Bismarck. If left unchecked, they will inevitably seek to seize the power of the warring Triad. Triad. This will serve to feed the confluence of chaos and hasten the icon's awakening. To wit we must needs vanquish both their kinds. I pray thee, however, to first focus thine gaze upon the primals, ere we turn our attention to those icons and their fitful slumber. I will return to the waking sands forthwith and consider what such measure as are available to us. Meanwhile, I bid thee attend to the task of eliminating the primals. Young Unakahai shall assist thee. Rest assured he is not our enemy, for the time being, at least. I'm gonna unlock the other 2 extremes. I'm not gonna read these, I'm just gonna blast through them because it's just the extreme. Okay. Oh, Ravana. Alright, here we go. The time has come, Warrior of Light. We must move against the warring Triad, now or suffer the consequences. The seal is cracked and the icons stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it will be alike to the coming of a second calamity. You, Gudrak, represent our best hope of eliminating this threat. That said, The very act of entering the containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges. So unique, in fact, that I struggle to locate a individual with the required talents to surmount them. Were it not for the impressive diverse connections for your fellow scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they were able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your echo-based companions, all the pieces we need to proceed with the deadly game are arrayed upon the board. Victory hinges upon not less than the total destruction of the warring Triad. But we must also war the interference of those who covet the elegance primal harnessing technology. I speak, of course, the blindly grasping hand of the elegant of the Garlean Empire and its fumbling agents. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will serve only to hasten the Icon's awakening, and it is my master's desire that Triad be dispatched before Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Icon Sephiroth shall be your first adversary. Make your preparations and join me at the flagship in Az's Law. We shall speak further there. I'm gonna unlock it, and then I'm gonna go. Right, I'm gonna go unlock it now. Teleport to Az's Law. And then I'm gonna go unlock the streams while I'm in queue. If I can get that far. Hopefully. Az's Law. I want to work on my relic weapon a little more. I got the Deathbringer. The animated Deathbringer. Now I just need to get through the few places. See, the Cruise Chaser, I beat that last night. And I have tamed him. Now I bought it. It'd be nice if you can tame the Cruise Chaser? Chase Cruiser. Nice thing about the store mounts is that once you buy it, it unlocks for every character you make in the future. Not just for one. Unlike the goddamn emotes and clothes. Those are very expensive too, but they're not account-wide unlocks, which sucks. But the mounts are, and I'm okay with buying mounts. Even though... This is the place, Warrior of Light. Here we will find the containment facility within entities of incapable power lies chained. Incalculable powers lie chained. Their fathomless energies siphoned away by elegant devices. As I warned you, Sephiroth poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness. Thus must his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow scions will be joining us anon. Accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are very well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the door to the containment facility. You've not been waiting long, I trust. We are eager to lend whatever cooperation we may at your mission, Gujrak. It is an honor to meet you at last. As I know of only one other Mikote's scion, you must be Archon Yeshtola, meaning your diminutive companion is Mistress Kryl of the students of Baldelsion. Right? Correct? Diminutive? Perhaps there has been some mistake. I assume it was for my knowledge and not my stature that you requested my assistance. The mistake is mine. My apologies. If I had given offense, mayhap it would be best if we proceed directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the icon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad, otherwise known by the historians of Alag as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity to a tribe of tree-like beings native to Mericidia, but was subdued by the Alagan Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for use as a power source. Even now, Sephiroth is neither truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream where the body's energies are harnessed by Alagan technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate into aether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continuously regenerate his corporeal form. Meaning it will be all but impossible to banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and we risk allowing an unfathomably powerful and doubtlessly vengeful icon to run rampage. It seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. One team must locate the controls to Sephiroth's chains and disable them, while the other stands ready to destroy him at the moment of his awakening. Amos Succintus assessment, Mistress Kryl. While I was aware that the echoes provide you with uncanny insight, I did not expect you to have toured the core of my strategy quite so swiftly. Ha! If only my gift offered such detailed analysis, which is to say it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much about the Roar Triad's imprisonment as I could before coming here. It would be Gudrak and I, after all, who enters the Icon's den. Indeed. Given the nature of our adversary, none save those under the aegis of the Echo should be permitted to enter the containment field. The risk of primal influence is too great. That's that settled. Then I shall disable the restraints on Gudrak and his gifted adventurer friends. We'll welcome Sephiroth back into the waking world. Oh, better that than the other way around, I'd say, considering our respective fields of expertise. Of course, of my diminutive stature. Right. It's time I had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there. Activating. verification systems, lifting access restrictions to Triad controls. I had no idea this Valdesian's curriculum was so comprehensive. When we locate the controls of Sephiroth's restraints, I shall gladly leave their operating to you. Operations. When we locate the controls, mayhap my words were unclear. Only those blessed with Echo may safely enter the facility. Your concern for my sanity is touching but unnecessary. Suffice it to say, I am in no danger of falling under the Icon's sway. Beep, 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 beep. Burp, burp, burp. Warning. Verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders. The Guardians, come, Urianger. We must keep the Imperials occupied. We too shall be on our way. Gods, I would be lying if I'd say I wasn't slightly terrified, but I can't very well leave every deadly task to you, Scions. According to the histories, Sephiroth was immersed in both size and strength, mighty enough to rout even the implaceable. Implacable. Brain, why do you do this to me? Why must this dyslexia? Implacable army of the elegant, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, we have to get this right. I shall do my best not to make the icon up too much, as my grandfather always used to say of certain little monsters. Get them up and get them moving, while their brains are still abed. Containment Bay S1T1. And I shall now queue up. And if all passable, now I shall teleport to the Okizuku. To the Okizuku I go. While I wait for this, I'm gonna fully unlock the hopefully, because it's the middle of the day or afternoon. It's not that late today, so 7, so So what's gonna happen is, if I finish the Warring Triad quick enough in one stream, I'll probably do MSQ, depending on how long this takes. Okay, enough going all the way back to base. Camp Cloud Top. Fine, we're here. Who is the Sid? We fly! How far do I have to fly? Not bad. Hey, here we are. Hello there. The endless blue. Alrighty. 2 things unlocked. Boing. Oh, there we go. Damn it. Oh, there we go. Aha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! So the plan is beat all of Sephiroth. Sephiroth.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
Sephiroth. Sephiroth. Stab. Stab. Do. Pearl. Wow, Pearl. Damn Sonic. Why are you turning around, man? I see you in the back. Oh, the twirling man with a spear, sticking spear. What of dancers? Ah. Almost there. So, is it because I didn't commit? And here we go. Blade dance. Goodbye, incredibly buff man with 4 arms. Oh, 6 arms. Is it 4 or 6? I'm alone. Ooh, gave my commendation before. Woot, woot. I forget, does Kalaya have echo? I mean, have implied he did. Shit, he's a warrior, fine. You did it. I've seen you in action before, but never again. And something that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the whole battle. A hero. Tried and true. If only I had possessed such strength. Such strength. Such strength. 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 God damn it. That was a great position. Ishtola? This is Cryo. Icon eliminated. Oh, if only you could have seen it. Udrak gave Sephiroth to the mother of all rude awakenings. And your distraction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial soldiers. Yes. Understood. Let's swap tails at the Raising Stones, then. On our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines have preserved their forms, also holding them in a state of torpor. Turpo? We need not fear them summoning their deity anew. Torpor. In short, our work here is done. For the present, at least. Let's go home, shall we? Ooh, I need to get some money out. Ooh, I bought that mount, which is pretty expensive. For the Emperor! Your senses are sharp, young one. I am Regulus Van Hydrus. For the Emperor. Legatus of the 4th Legion. And it would seem that the damnable woman and her accomplice has led me a merry dance through the thickest of this infernal island. Its defenses. I think I may pursue them. I shall withdraw for now. My lesson learnt. I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summon them. For the Emperor. I have no interest in crossing blades with a child. Leave, live, grow strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. For the Emperor. That's void magic. I looked back and you weren't there. Did something happen? Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man. Just what are you hiding behind your mask of yours, A longing for hope, an appetite for power, a lingering sense of regret. And do I detect the desire to test your strength against a certain hero? Is that what your gift tells you? No, those were just wild guesses. But I would, if so, feel... But I wonder if some few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Sophia or mayhap more than a few. And Zareth? To Iades una Kalhai? Kalhai? I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, and regardless of language, that which a fellow being would have me know. You need not mask your heart as you do your countenance. That was a performance then. A ruse to mask my true nature. I see I'll have to keep my wits about me. What is the forward? What is the forward? The world in which we live in. And the world in which we care about. God, loading takes so long. to the singularity. I'm trying to remember which extremes. All right, here we go. All right. So, the Warrior of Light, how did it feel to strike down a great foe? You must tell me more of the experience once our meeting with our colleagues is concluded. Though thine, though through thine all surpassing skill, through thine all surpassing skill at arms, did we not take our first steps in ridding this star of the warring Triad's baleful presence, and in such wise do we lessen the burdens bequeathed unto us by the vainglory of Alec. Know, however, that the two icons which remain are thought equal in might to Sephiroth, and may yet exceed him. Though proceed, I would counsel thee to marshal thine strength and give careful thought on thine preparations. Assuming the Garleans afford us the luxury of time, even now they grasp for the meaning to dominate primals. Blind to the technology's potential for calamity, my master taught me that the entity known as Sephiroth was this world's first sacred tree. Elevated to godhood by the belief of its worshippers, there is no power more fearsome than the born of unconditional faith and unbinding ideals. It was plain your master found in you a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of alien technology's potential for calamity, or are those your own words? 'Twas but a figure of speech, nothing more. When last we met, I thought I caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask, but it would seem your defenses are firmly back in place. But you persist with this infuriating veil of secrecy. I, for one, will very much like to know who this master of yours is, amongst other things. As long as our purposes align, what matters my affiliation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. On which note, I will apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of an enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof all the time, much as you might wish to be. Maybe we had best be off. Not do send word if there are any further developments. I should like have a schedule when I do MSQs and I do other stuff. A companion. Now am I? But it's mostly just what I feel like, so. I have something for you, Warrior of Life. During our expedition to banish Sephiroth, I came across a certain relic, and I believe it would be put to best use in your hands. It is an elegant device of the kind used to store information. In this case, the records of the furious conflict that took place on the shores of Myricydia between the Icon Sephiroth and the forces of Aldig. Should you present this tombstone to a verification node outside Triad control, the node's systems will analyze the various aspects of the conflict and create for you a false icon against which you can train. Consider it a sort of mock battle that presumes a Sephiroth who has broken free of his shackles. If I had understood its workings correctly, the node should also be capable of manifesting a far stronger incarnation of the icon. This would mimic the catastrophic consequences were Sephiroth ever to absorb an additional source of energy, say by defeating another member of the Triad. A compelling challenge for a warrior of ability, yes? You may not possess Mistress Kaya's knowledge of Allegan technology to begin this particular battle. Simply present the tombstone to the node at the flagship and then follow the orb's instructions. I hope the experience brings you valuable insight, Warrior of Light. Here is a photo. Here is a photo. I am troubled, Warrior of Light. The 6th Legion would not soon surrender its pursuit of Allegan technology. While it is true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in attempts to breach Azizlaw's defense, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it would not be long before the Legatus moves to Excuse the interruption, but a call from the Link Bureau can only come from one of your final scions, Arkan Y'shtola. What's new? What news? And you are quite certain they have broken through? Yes, of course. We shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Guardians have succeeded in dispelling the barrier Urianger placed onto the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they may acquire the means to control primal entities. Arkan Y'shtola requests that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray depart at once. I will join you when I have informed the other scions of this development. The Warrior of Light have toppled the first warring Triad. We knew little of Sephiroth other than that he was the chief deity of a tribe of tree-like beings. A sacred tree, they ascended to godhood. Allegan history discovered onto the events of its destruction, however, have brought fascinating new facts to light. The records attribute to Sephiroth are the ability to induct spontaneous growth in living organisms through the manipulation of ambient etheric energy. It is noted that this icon does not hesitate to direct his ability upon itself. Sephiroth grew to a gigantic proportion during his conflict with the armies of Alec, using his own colossal limbs to cut great swaths of devastation through their ranks. He was eventually overwhelmed, however, and his abilities contained. The elegance performed experiments onto the captured icon, siphoning his growth-induced energy into the cultivation of numerous chimeric monstrosities, though one unnatural existing, propagating countless others. Oh shit. Default position. When one believes one's control unbreakable, however, a single overlooked flaw in overlooked flaw inevitably leads to catastrophe. I know of at least one civilization that collapsed under the weight of such hubris. You and the dragon's gay. The boy and the dragon's gay. Fly, you fool! Activating purification systems. Combat stimulation recorded. Acknowledging awaiting tombstone data. Data processed. Advising warring Triad. Adversary warring Triad. Sephiroth defining simulation parameters. Warning. Threat level extreme. The Empire assumes no responsibility of death or injury resulting from participation in combat simulation. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating combat simulation. The Empire thanks you for volunteering to participate in this study. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rate of subsequent participants. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Exterminate. Exterminate. Oh, Wedge. Let me unlock this thing. This thing. Oh, there you are, Gudrak. I've been waiting for you. Oh, there you are, Gudrak. I've been waiting for you. And so, as an old friend of ours, you see Gilly, don't you? I was feeling awfully lonely without her, so I snuck up out of the back door where the chief wasn't looking. And look at her now, systems down, no powers to utter even a single beep. Doesn't it just break your heart, Udrak? Left alone in this wasteland for thousands of years, just waiting for someone to help, and as soon as she's done her duty, clunk, tossed to the side like a rusty old suit of armor. Well, well, won't stand for it. We won't stand for it. I'm going to bring Gilly back to life, and you're going to help me. At first I had a mind to fix her myself, but I fear she's proven beyond my ability to repair. That's when I hit upon it. If we find a new body for Gilly, we could transfer her personality and memories right into it. It'd be like she'd never left. I know what you're thinking. Just where are we going to find this new body, Wedge? I've got 3 words for you. The Fractal Continuum. It's an old warship that was converted into a museum of elegant technology. If there was any place we can find a new body for Gilly, it'd be there. And it's just a short trip away by matter conductor 6 and 7 to boot. You'll go, won't you? For Gilly's sake? I see we are the first to arrive, no matter. Your calling should be here on. You're wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had that elegance slip by unnoticed, I dare not think of the consequences. Archon Yshtrola set forth from Archon Yshtrola set forth from Az's Law when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he had yet to find his prize. Biggs is still on the scene. Well met, Unakahai, and thank you for answering my summons so swiftly, Udrak. We shall all be glad that your presence should we meet with the 5th Legion. It seems all but certain. As you may be aware, this facility houses some of Aleg's most advanced technology. According to Rianjay sought to deny the Empire easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus has not reached the core or laboratories already. Was passing strange. I wove the ward. 'Twas passing strange. I wove the ward in accordance which the most closely guarded teachings of the archmages of Charlian. Aught was left to chance, not. 'Twas well known that the children of Garlemald had no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire come more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery. That they should succeed in unraveling so complex a scheme of magecraft and which such surpassing swiftness is 'twas passing strange. That is it. That is it, Orianjay, but 'twas a mystery for another day. Archon Yshtrola has the right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enables the elegants to harness primal energies. For of particular certain concern is the Genesis expression, a etherical chemical formula that allows the scholars of yore to create substances out of nothing. I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this knowledge? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with the morsels, yes, and knowing exactly what price the legatus now seeks enables us to predict his position. Do you not see? We have been gifted the perfect opportunity to remove the head of an entire legion. I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Unika. Surely safeguarding secrets should should take precedent over slaying legatuses. Creel's sentiments reflect my own, yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, Urianger? Urianger? Forgive me. My thoughts were bound up in idle imaginings. In answer to thine question, milady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter. Right. I enabled the facility transporter. Shall we? Should I go in there as a knight? As the darkness of nights. You dwell on the matter of the barrier. I do, verily. 'Twas a warning spell of labyrinthian intrancy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldencian himself. Even the most learned archons would require several moons to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so is in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself. Wedge. I like playing Dragoon. I always loved Dragoon because of Kane. Let's go, ladies and gents. Ladies, gentlemen, and boy. Stay away from the ladies. You prick. We run. The Guardians strike at the heart of the facility, and the Legatus spearheads their charge. We must be swift in our pursuit. The Legatus himself is here, after him. Okay, you're containing the foe. I shall go ahead. Come, ladies and boy.
In the name of the Emperor!
In the name of the Emperor! In the name of the Emperor! That's the phrase I use to try and imitate that voice. In the name of the Emperor! In the name of the Emperor! Although without me being able to do a British accent, it really doesn't matter. But the cadence. You must get the cadence. Great, ladies and boy. Go, I shall stand guard over Mistress Cryle. Did Cryle get hurt? Okay, whatever. Come on, Yish. Come on, Stroller. You got this. You got this, Iron Giant. I have power. I am the Knight. Woo! Stone Skin, I haven't seen that in a while. Yo! Oh, gotta get in the shield. Why do you have the Astrologian shield when you're a white mage, Shishola? It's weird. To the Central Lab! The name of the Emperor! After the Legatus. And still they come. Press on, Gudrak. I will handle this. Like the wind, I sprint. So if it takes me 40 minutes for each quest, barring how long it takes. Yeah. I have exposed the bones of their work. Now to extract the marrow. I also really want your sword. Even in this moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. Alright there, Hydrus. Von Hydrus. What's your name? Let's do this, big man. Please, you need to be faster than that. Pitch blades! I love that they changed that this doesn't break combos.
Can you withstand this? There is nowhere to run!
I tickled, man. You're tickling me.
Can you withstand this?
Let's do this, boy! What you think about that?
Enough!
Look, man. Udrak. The tome lid is unbreached, then. Tome lid. Tome lid. Tome lid. Cryo. Cryo. My wounds will not. My wounds will not. My wounds will not slow my blade. Shall you seek to bar my path? And you will slay me, no doubt, but it would be your final act. What madness afflicts you, Eorzean fools? The Emperor but desires the means to shackle the Icons and their disastrous appetite. Why do you rail against your own salvation? It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your Emperor seeks to contain would be a kindling waiting for a spark. Forget not the White Raven, Legatus. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of Alec and visited the calamity in doing so. The star's fate is too important to be decided by any one man. A warmongering savage least of all. Have care, boy. You speak of my emperor. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. Flashbang! Frag out! You know what I like about playing? Well, I appear not to be dead. Cryo. I may have cracked a rib or two, but I'll be fine. Honestly. Our foe gave no quarter. Had Unakahai stunted in his defense of thee, thou mayest been certain by thine hurt would be far worse. I could do no less. Mistress Cryo is here at my behest after all. The secret of Alec are safe for the present, though till's deathful the Legatus will return to Calamar till the prize he covets live in his grasp. Lieth. Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Krell and I will place additional seals onto the Tomelith. Inakahai? I appreciate you staying at my side. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Twas not. 'Twas not. 'Twas not. Oh, please. It was a good deal more than that. And you know it. Now, let me help you. Let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is you're welcome. You're welcome. I see. This I can stand here and do the voice. This is a good distance. This works fine. I see. Oriange, and you were already in place? My colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I came upon thee in secret, that I might question thee outside their hearing. Questioning me? I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft. He who invited an imperial legatus into this facility, in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the warrior of light. You accuse me of masterminding these events? The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didn't lure the legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. 'Tis plain to me now that thine seem opportunity in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the objective of thine plan from the start. And you have proof of this? Thine own words betray thee. Though did it speak of the Empire's desire to claim the genetic extension, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Cryo was ignorant. Whence then did the legatus came by such definitive knowledge? And then there is a matter of mine unraveled the org. None save one possessed of an otherworldly gift could so swiftly affected its dissolution. Know thine of another blessed with such? Assuming these accusations have merit, then what? What then? Full many times and laughed the pursuit of truth. Men led men down darkened paths. I have no issue with thine purpose. 'Twas but thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have a common foe. Hadst thou deigned to share thine intention with Udrak or Mistress Trial, it was likely we would have closed the trap with less risk to life and more success. I sought to use the most dangerous secret of Alec as bait. Who among you would agree to such a risky plan? None, and with good cause. Irrespective thou wert remiss in thine duty to thine comrades. I note with some disappointment that in matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so proudest of thyself is conspicuous by its absence. Know that the salvation of this star is an end to vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Should thou fail to trust in thine comrades, I foresee thine action precipitating some terrible misfortune. Indeed. My sincerest apologies, Gurdrak. Urianger is correct in his suspicion. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire. I would ask that thou forgive Unakahai this transgression and keep mentions of it from Mistress Cryer. 'Twould be a pity for one foolish decision to wither our budding camaraderie ere it had a chance to bloom. You know, Wedge is right there. Right there. Right there. There you are, you rotten idler. When Ystrola realized we were struggling with the words alone, she was absolutely livid. Never mind the warring Triad. I have woken in Archon Ystrola's temperous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and thus atone for my indolence. Come, Gudrak. It's time we return to the Rising Stones. I hate... this might not be one stream thing. Whatever. I can't add anything to the favorites anymore. Why can't I get stickers for the Rising Stone? Stickers. Aether passes. Ah, I just cracked something. To the Rising Stone. Oh, that's not the Rising Stone. Whoops. I hope you guys didn't hear that. Okay, you guys did hear that. Oops. Okay, hi. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Urionji suggests, I possess the gift of the echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for same self-purpose, the salvation of this star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. That I am about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other planet world, a magic was divested that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Aurasight to contain the power of primals. So armed, those heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection. Its propensity to bleed primal energy, and with each victory the heroes changed, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable in their hunger for aether, they ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing left. 'Twas as Urianger so astutely observed, when I was faced with those who rushed to embrace power unchecked, I lost all semblance of rationality. Know that my master too cares deeply of the fate of the star. I am his servant, his instrument. It's Elidibus, sent here to ensure the same tragedy does not consume another world. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we must needs move forward with our plans. Another pillar of the warring Triad must be toppled, a question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Luisuano, Archon Yishtola detected erratic etheric waveforms emitting from the section containing the icon Sophia. Known simply as the goddess, in former times, such readings can mean only one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Az's law forthwith and put an end to the primal deity, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. To Az's law. As is law. See, I had 2,000 gold, and I used 2,000 gold. Not 2,000, 200,000 gold. Ah, shit. So I can buy this. Not you. I will. Not you. Wait, did I unlock? Yes, you. If I can get this. This bug mount. Darn bug mount. The biggest reason I got into crafting to begin with, not in this character, my first character, is because of emotes. Not because of crafting, but because of emotes. It just happened that I had a brain bug of getting all my crafting up. See, the reason my motivation to do the roulettes right now is low is because, look at that. All 60 except for Blue Mage, which is not really a class. Everything I have is over 60. at or over 60, so what can I say? What can I say? Once I get further into Stormblood, that one to do all the duty relates is going to come back. Hey, Unakalai, boy from 13th Shard. We appear to be the first to arrive. Shall we await our comrades here? Our colleagues. Huh. Could the 6th Legion have returned? Ujak, Kalhai. Kalhai. We're under attack. Ishtola and Uranja has engaged the foe not far from here.
The Gaia Burka. Ha! Rarely is my shield thus tested. 'Twould seem the Alligans have not been lax in their recruitment.
Think you so? Mayhap your arm merely withered with you lie idle.
Still your tongues. We have stalled them long enough. With skill in hand the goddess shall arise, and righteously cast off her cursed pale, that she with wrathful Worm King at her side might judge, and dance bring balance unto thee and to all. Hear my words and despair. Alligans, our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instrument of its own undoing.
It was well that you are here, Gujak. I would like to know what our assailants were saying. You understood their word, did you not? 'Twas a Mericidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive.
If my ear does not deceive.
Though one which beareth scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonists, meaning I do gladly defer to those blessed with the echo. The first one with the shields seemed to think we were Alligans. He recited what sounds like a verse of prophecy that claims that their goddess is awoken. And is that about right, Gudrak? And might we assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple?
Aye. From their tongue, their words, and their attire, 'twas like that our antagonists were Mericidian, thralls to the goddess Sophia, and victims of the Alligan incursion. If Kryles claimeth they thought us agents of Alec, 'Twas little wonder that they sought to bring us low. You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment? Then we have no choice but to accept word of our awakening as true. Gods help us. The warring Triad have proven formidable enough that when we rouse them with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free at the peak of her power, Udrak and his friends won't stand a chance. Let us be about it, then. Udrak, Kryle, Una Kahai, the three of you will make direct for Sophia's containment facility. Urianger and I will do what we can to occupy the Icon's thralls. Urianger. What is a world away? Mrs. Kryle, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? Let me see. I believe it was, with skill in hand the goddess shall arise, and righteously cast off her cursed call. That she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thine bring balance unto all. Need a pee. Pee! Baby! What is the word? Whatever. Containment Bay P1T6. P1T6? AFK, people. Sheeples. If it pops right away, it pops right away. For now, I need to use the restroom, so I'm just gonna be right back. To the fractal continuum to unlock the dungeon. If I remember correctly, the Birdmen are Allegan creations. Not the Vanu, but the Ixal, I think. I might be completely off base and wrong. To the fractal continuum. In the name of the Emperor! In the name of the Emperor! I guess that's not how I do it. That's not how you do it. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Go to the transporter. I should finish my hunting logbook. I hope that I really do want. Transporter is available for location to Fractal Continuum, the greatest storehouse of technological marvels in all of Alig. The Fractal Continuum is temporarily closed. Access is limited to those with level 3 security clearance or higher. Unauthorized visitors will be removed via the Continuum's anti-intruder defense systems. Thank you and we hope you enjoy your visit.
And the Fractal Continuum has been unlocked. And behold, the power, the inquenchable power of all. And I shall rule it all.
And behold, my inconceivable power. Here's the hole. Verification node. So I started crafting because I wanted to get the emotes for Moonlift Dance, the Moogle Dance. If you could buy it or get it through quests, I would have done that, but no. You have to do the trusted quest for the Beast Tribe. This thing sucks. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Should I go to Idleshire and do the thing? Are you also in? Aha, the Warring Triad. Triple Triad. Sephiroth. The Sacred Tree. Ah, Sophia popped. Hello there, Sophia. Look at you. And your skimpy clothes and your hot. I'm gonna leave now.
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
The Demiurge. Demiurge. Oh no, she's hot. I can probably do one more. I probably can finish this if it. How long has it been? It's been 2 hours. If I.
The unenlightened come.
Something is making me lag. This is weird.
Know you the full weight of death.
I think the lag stopped. Hurrah! Finally!
To me, my faithful.
I always like finding the healers. And you know what the healers are by stats. That's weird. I'm the only one allowed to use a spear here, other than the other guy.
Come forth, scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls.
Oh dear.
Can you bring equilibrium? I shall tip back the balance.
Oh, another guy fell. Gotta be careful with that. Self-heal. Activate Bloodbath. Well, both healers are dead. I should have done this as summoner.
Sin must be balanced with suffering. The unenlightened come.
I'm not lagging anymore. Woo!
Know you the full weight of death.
Take spear. Spear to the face.
To me, my faithful.
Way. Oh dear.
Come forth, scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls.
Where's the light?
Can you bring equilibrium? I shall tip back the balance. Sin must be balanced with suffering.
Ah.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
Whoa! One wipe. One wipe. Look at that. I see the goddess is no more. Well done. Once Cryo and Una Kahai has rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing yet puzzles me, however. How did Sophia's servants come to wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer for that. We discovered the remains of a Garlean soldier in an adjacent sector of the containment facility. It was like that fool ventured too close to Sophia during the Empire's previous incursion. It was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any, were needed as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings. The goddess would not even have been conscious were she claimed when she. The goddess would not even have been conscious when she claimed the man's will, and yet his mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene.
I do much wonder what that icon puppets were capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment system. How came he by such rarefied knowledge? That too is easily explained. During our investigation, Krell discovered a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check, a flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was the time towards the end of the Third Astral Era, when the people of Miracidia faced extinction at the hands of the Elegant Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans for her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with a rebel faction within an Alag, who, we believe, agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia. And then the goddess and her thralls, Sophia, chanced to be captured though we suspect that this had always been their plan. Intended. The prison was situated at the heart of Alag, and we think they intended to attack the city from within. They would merely have had to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators dealing with the Miracidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end of days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop, and subsequently their guardians. I cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their schemes been successful. Mayhap the answer lies in the prophecy. Cryle hath the right of it. Its words may have deciphered thus. Cursed Paul speaketh of Sophia's prison, from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour, the Worm King. Meanwhile, can be none other than great Bahamut himself. Then yet a prisoner whom the goddess did intend to unleash upon Alag to set right the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan. Had it come to fruition, the two of them would surely have raised the realm. Aught would have been spared the devastation
the Myrcidian homeland included. Their home already stood at the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for aught else but to purge the poison of Alec with primal fire. The tale teacheth us that even the greatest of man's creations may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Allegans were foolish to place their trust in technological bandage to shackle such beings. It is but to delay the inevitable. Not save their total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let us return now to the rising stones and there consider the final step of this most needful task. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you imagine. Urianger and one not limited to icons themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. Warning. Deactivating stasis chambers support systems will result in subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. Beep. Boom. Identification code accepted. Subjects terminated. Back to the rising stones. Yeah, it takes longer this way, so I'm gonna do the way I used to do it. Or always do it. I'm doing a little jig. Do a little jig. Little jig. Get down tonight. See, raids, the 8-man raids is very long. Although I believe the 24-man raids are very wordy as well. Although one of the must go this way. Must enter. What the? That was weird. Oh, okay, I know what happened. I'm actually glad I started around 7. Allows me to do other things. Hello, Unukai. Is Ada Miss, Warrior of Light? Archon Y'shtola mentioned that there was a matter she wishes to discuss. You just murdered a bunch of people, dude. Well met, Gudrak. You'll forgive me if I seem curt, but I will settle an account with our young friend. While conducting a final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all her remaining thralls have perished in their stasis chambers. That was your doing. It was. I chose to act upon the knowledge revealed in the tombstone we discovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Allagans were not simply observing the icons and siphoning away their energies. They were conducting experiments and preparations for a far more ambitious project. If you'll recall, both the fiend and the goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. Spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for a successful construction of artificial celestial body. You speak of Dalaman. Aye. The icons' cages are unmistakably of the same design. As the red moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities which might feasibly be visited onto a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls, a distasteful task unbefitting one such as the warrior of life. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself. You have made your case, and 'twas apparent that we are not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be accepted for Gudrak is presumptuous in the extreme. When the warrior of light chose to join the Scions, he did so in the knowledge that he would be required to face and destroy not only the primals but also the fanatical servants, that which you termed as a distasteful task. In an essence, part of our calling, a burden which every Scion is sworn to shoulder. I see. It would seem I misjudged the depth of your resolve. No matter, assuming I had made myself understood, we may not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject that merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were awakened by a Garlean soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, were you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents within the Empire claim that the 14th Legion is rife with agents under control to thwart the Legatus' mission by any means necessary. This you imagine that we have allies in Garlemald. I shall clarify that their notion is wholly uncharitable. Regulus van Hydrus rose to the top of the Garlean Academy on merit alone, and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose through the favor of the established order and would accordingly do anything to see him fail. That they would be so reckless. You truly believe that the actions of these agents contributed to this recent crisis? Aye, and that they pose no less a risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do all in our power to prevent the technologies of Alec from falling into the hands of man. On that point, at least we have ever been in complete agreement. That's my girl. Main reason I started as a warrior. I would like you to have this, Warrior of Light. It is an elegant tombstone similar to the one we recovered after your victory over Sephiroth. The records contained within describe the goddess at the height of her power, and will enable Aziz's Law's reality-augmenting technologies to generate an ideal simulacrum of Sophia against whom to test your skills. From what I've been able to determine, this formed part of a greater trial intended to test Alec's elite warriors. Quite how it would compare to the challenge presented by the Fiend's tombstone, I cannot say. I suppose there is only one way to be certain. Visit the verification node on Aziz's Law and witness firsthand and await the champion of Eld. Greetings, Warrior of Light. But one pillar of the Warring Triad remains, Zalvan, the icon known as the Demon. According to the histories, I have uncovered this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mericidian beastmen. These creatures are the key to maintaining Zalvan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such thralls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow Scions have already begun an exhaustive search, but there are several sectors which only you, Cryo and I, can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Aziz's Law forthwith and aid the investigation. Right, I'm gonna read it. The Garlean Empire's Sixth Legion has breached the core laboratory of Aziz's Law research facility, seeking to prevent the Imperials from extracting the Genesis expression. The Warrior of Light and his allies pursued the Legatus and his soldiers and succeeded in denying him the vital formula. The Garleans claim their interest in primal harnessing technology comes from the desire to constrain the entities. Wanton destruction. But while this purpose seemed perfectly known, such control would place the power of the gods in the hands of a select group of men, who then might oppose the Emperor, or shall he wait to sunder the world? Shall he wish to sunder the world? It's already been sundered. It's already been sundered. And for the Emperor. And what guarantee prevents error and happenstance from setting the primal free? Ever would the threat of their accidental awakening loom above our heads. By harnessing a primal, one is also condensing and concentrating its vast energies. Upon the being's release, its long suppressed power and simmering rancor explores with unimaginable violence, with their potency increased far beyond that of a typical beastman's summoned deity. The feat of harnessing entities become exponentially more arduous. Such
Such might can only be overcome with more might. But ultimately, the battle has no victor. When power of this magnitude collides, they consume immense reservoirs of aether. The star would be drained of life before the clash would be decided. All will crumble into oblivion. The goddess has fallen, and only one pillar of the warring triad remains. According to records we discovered upon Sophia's defeat, the Icon had once schemed to bring the Empire to ruin from within. The histories are spoken of her followers, and how they perceived the ever-expanding imperials and antium of the world's balance. Equilibrium is Sophia's domain. Her worshippers saw the writings of the scales as their sacred duty, and thus did they resist the Alliance invasion with holy fervor. Never mind that the summon of an icon did upset their precious balance all the more. The concept of balance is, however, of great interest to my master. A world which had both light and darkness in a... See this here? This line tells you that he might be working with the Ascians, which he is. And a sudden surge of either will endanger its very existence. Upon our first meeting, my master spoke thus: I am not the light's servant, but for a present I must serve. One cannot arbitrate equilibrium if one is not fluid of stance. The tenet of our justice are found not in light nor darkness, nor the gray shades in between. We have we but seek to enforce that which prevents the visitation of oblivion, to moderate the endless waves of war such that neither side claims victory. That is our charge. To remember, I always thought that would be the story of Sophia, like the actual story of how Sophia was born, but I guess not. Last trial, glory in the rain, glory as I say, night. The glory of the Emperor, for the glory of the Emperor. Where is everyone? Trujek, it is good we caught you. The facility has been swarmed by Imperial troops. By their standard, do we judge the soldiers of the Sixth. Aye, once more once more Don of Regulus von Hydrus stretched forth his hand to seize the forbidden fruits of Alec, and once more have our mistress's wards have been swept aside like so many cobwebs. Your meddlesome wards were destroyed from within by the pulsing energies of an icon. For the Emperor! Nay, put up your weapons and listen. The followers of Zolvan have awakened, and they toil to rouse their master. The demon's worshipper yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of her thralls have been more widespread than we thought? They share a common enemy. It was not unthinkable that they would seek to free all those the Elegants have imprisoned. Yes. Oh, the Emperor. Yes. The cage doors are open, and whilst you stand here quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers are inside the facility, risking their lives and their sanity. They have volunteered to face death to prevent Zolvan's servants from waking. He in his fullness of his power now, assuming you understand the gravity of the situation. It's time that I rejoin them. But you cannot hope to succeed. The icon will enslave the minds of any who draw near. Thus do I seek out those with powers to resist his influence. Aid us, and mayhap my men will not perish in vain. You propose an alliance? I have delved into the depths of this place and found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. Twice have you bested me in combat. Will you not lend me the strength and stand against our mutual foe? Was in opposing your reckless schemes that Yassail was lost to us. You expect us to simply forgive and forget all that has come before? I expect you to put aside your emotions and use your better judgment. But of course I am dealing with savages. I would not stand here to justify the death of the Ice Maiden. We pursued our ideals and you pursued yours. Such was the result, and mayhap you might consider another point. In these endless clashes, we have all lost comrades dear to us, yet I chose to put aside my past grievances to beg your champion's aid, to appeal to your reason. Thou art willing to build a bridge of common purpose upon such tenuous foundations? I, too, am hesitant to accept this arrangement, Archon Yashtola. But the offer has been made to the Warrior of Light, and 'twas his involvement which shall ultimately sway its outcome. I shall abide by Gudrak's decision. Zolvan must be stopped. Then, for better or worse, we shall fight at your side. Mistress Kryl and I are also resistant to primal influence. We shall aid you where we can. I kind of volunteered her. Then let us be on our way.
so close to being done with the Roaring Triad, and it's probably only 3 hours. Woo! Oh, yeah, let's unlock this. Beep, boop. Activating verification systems. Enlistment program request acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone data. Beep. Beep. Data processed. Adversary. Warring Triads. Sophia. Threat level extreme. Successful application will progress to elite squad mod induction. Families of unsuccessful applicants will receive twice standard death benefits. Before initiating this program, elite squad applicants must agree to extensive physical data corruption. Unable to verify input. Applicant agreement accepted. Beep, boom. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating enlistment program. The Empire thanks you for your service. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent applicants. Your sacrifice is appreciated.
Extreme.
Our companions have already passed us through the research facility. We shall not lag behind.
The demon stirs. Like a suckling babe fifth upon the aether siphoned onto him by his thralls. We must needs deprive him of his sustenance. Then we destroy these devices.
Hold. Witness your soldiers. They have turned one against the other. Even half awake Zolvan's corruption and converts those who enter his aura.
Zurvan.
The three of us then, Udrak. Una Kahai, we rush in together and each disable a generator. We cannot give them the chance to rally a defense. There are 4 mechanisms by my count. If I can avoid... There are 4 mechanisms by my count. If I can avoid the icon's miasma, my blade will make short work of the last one.
We all of us have pledged our lives to keep your lives. I would rather you tend to my fallen. Some may yet survive with their minds intact.
I know not of my strength. Know not if my strength will be enough. I am no champion. For the Emperor. The battlefield is not place for uncertainty, boy. Fate has blessed you with a unique talent and a occasion to use it. Do not waste such a gift. We strike. God, I really want a sword. I'm a Dark Knight. Gods! Sylvan is... Una Kai. I really love this scene. No, the sword! I want that sword. He slumbers once more. You saved me. Why? I told you, boy. Yours is a gift too precious to waste. A gift the Emperor may one day have need of it in his war upon the untamable icons. Emperor Varus, he raised me up from the ranks, stood against my detractors. I gladly give my life in his service. You must finish this. Slay these leeches upon our star. Kill them all. Kill Zulvan. Zarvan. Zurvan. We must needs withdraw and prepare our assault. At the cost of his very life, the Legatus hath prize open for us a window of opportunity. The research facility with the Zurvan's faithful, and they crawls with Zurvan's faithful, and they will not cease in their efforts to rouse him. If you would honor the Legatus' sacrifice, then you must slaughter those fiends at the last. Forgive me if I show little gratitude for my rescue. It is said that the Emperor and Van Hydrus were childhood friends. Foul fortune that we should be the ones to bring news of his death. Ooh. I have thought that Regulus a cold and ruthless man, but he shows surprising compassion for his soldiers. And it also seems he placed high trust in his emperor. If Regulus could be convinced that the technology for containing primals is fatally flawed, then mayhap Varus can be convinced as well. These wounded
soldiers would like would live. Would these wounded soldiers would live, but further battle is beyond them. I have consulted them to remain here until their compatriots arrive to bear them home. It was not often that I dare approach it so closely to entities such as Zovan. How sharply am I reminded of the burden we place upon those whom a blessed with echo. He's dead. Had I only been stronger. Enough of that. There will be time for regret after we rid the world of Zulvan. Cryo has the right of it. The demon has fallen back into torpor. Torpor. For now, but we must act swiftly if Regulus's death is to have meaning. The survivors speak of an army of thralls loosed in the facility. We must assume that these followers continue their efforts to awaken the icon. Let us, then, concentrate upon diverting them from their task. Mistress Kryol and Master Una Kalhai. Prehet, secure the controls to Zul Zurvan's shackles and limit the restoration of his might. Archon Yashtola and I shall forge ahead, strike those thralls as would seek to harry you. Warrior of light, thine is as ever the most perilous duty. Gather to thee thine trusted companions, and extinguish from this realm the fires of the demon himself. Head nod. Through the fire and the flames. Yay! Containment Bay Z1T9. We will bear the Legatus's remains back to Colormod. His favorite blade was shattered, but we shall bear her the Legatus's remains back to Colormod. His favorite blade was shattered, but might your own weapon claim vengeance in its stead? When I volunteered for this mission, it was in full knowledge that my death would serve a greater purpose. We fell too quick. The last pillar of the warring Triad is set to fall. Let's see this to the end, Ludrak. The Legatus spoke truly. The thick of battle is no place to question oneself, and I will accept my forthcoming duty with certitude, or not at all.
It's almost 10, so I feel like I'll still okay to wait for the thing. I'm just still standing here waiting for the thing. Eh, gonna not talk until thing pops. I'm sitting in silence respectfully. Because honestly, I don't really have much to do. Aha! The silent wait works. my hand over the thing.
There's been enough sacrifice for one day. We must take the chance we've been given and defeat Zurban now.
Zurvan. Zulvan. Zurvan. Let's do this, boys and girls, and there's of all sizes. Ooh, someone's a Reaper. I learned it from watching you. I thought there was a cinematic for this. Or is it just the ice?
Good and evil, the war eternal. My doubt is fled.
Oh, damn it. The dancer gave it to the ninja. Boo earns. Boo earns. Oh dear. Oh dear, that Reaper died. We're at 50%, boys. Glorious power.
I shall rise above all. Bear witness to my will.
In silence we reign. Oh, that person touched the... You gotta stop touching the walls. Walls kill you. Laser! Behold! Now he will trap us in a snowflake. Active time maneuver. Not really.
Bow to mine infallible judgment.
Phase 3. Oh shit. No, not me. Not me. Not me. Not me. That was not the right one, was it? Ah, shit. Shit. Come on! You can do this! All three of you. Hey. Hey, Paladin, can't you heal?
Suffer in endless torment.
If I remember correctly, Paladins do get healed at 60 or 55. Mark of Infinite Fire. Back to the beginning. One more DPS. I'm gonna do the Hildebrand thing after this. Alright, let's go. Whee!
Good and evil, the war eternal. Ah!
Eureka Explorer.
My doubt is fled.
Behold the power of Aura. Wave motion cannon! Yeah, shit, I'm dead. I was trying not to hit people with the AoE.
I shall rise above all. Bear witness to my will.
Ice time!
Bow to mine infallible judgment. Suffer in endless torment.
Nice. Woo! You know, tank saving is fine, it's just... I don't know why you would leave as a DPS. It's not... It's weird. Yeah, everybody's gone again. Woo! Hey, I got an accommodation. Woo! Incredible as always, Gudrak. Wonderful. Hopefully that would be the last our world sees of the likes of Zulgar, Zulvan, Zarvan, Zurvan? She just said the word and I forgot it. Zoltan. Every one of his thralls has been slain as far as we can determine. Our victory over the warring Triad is complete. An impossible feat. An impossible feat had we not been blessed with your cooperation. Let us not forget the efforts of Regulus von Hydrus. And his men. Without their noble sacrifice, the demon would have woken far sooner and possessed of far more formidable energies. The body of the fallen now accompanies the survivors on the return journey. The Garleans' return journey to Garlemald. 'Twas known that the Imperials recognized no god, yet they would honor the dead in their own fashion. And when next we meet, our fleeting alliance will surely be forgotten. 'Twas an interesting exchange nonetheless. They spoke of their present ruler as a man who valued self-sufficiency. Varus befriended Regulus in their youth. It seems, and was highly impressed by his martial prowess. It was common knowledge that Regulus's rise to legatus was in great part advocated by Emperor himself. Regulus freely admitted his shortcomings when it comes to politics, and it was Varus's unconditional support that served to win his undying fealty. One does not expect such tales from companionship to lurk beneath the Emperor's iron exterior. Contrary to all expectations, the man died a hero. Witness the way you all leapt into danger without hesitation. It would seem that I was surrounded by heroes. And yet my own actions were aught but heroic. I do not qualify nor the character. I have not the qualities nor the character to stand at the warrior of light's side. What a curious thing to say. Are you truly concerned that you do not measure up to some arbitrary requirement? If you knew the path I walked to reach this place, then you would understand why I doubt myself so. Return with me to the Rising Stone and I will tell you all of it. To the Rising Stones!
The Revenant's Toll. Well.
Oh, Arg. Here we go.
Faster. And faster. And even higher. Nay, I shall pierce its vengeful heart. I would but pierce its vengeful heart. I would but pierce its vengeful heart.
With your victory over Azulval, then, Warring Triad is finally defeated. I am afraid, however, that mine own efforts have often been more hindrance than help, and you and your fellow Siren deserves to hear the reason behind my actions. promised to tell you of my journey, of who I am and where I am from. The truth is, I am not of this world. I was born of a different star, a child whose power of the echo was too feeble to save his dying world. A child who, unlike you, never became a warrior of light. When all I knew stood on the break of destruction, I was yet half grown. Had I been born but a handful of years earlier, history may have written a different tale. The seeds of other heroes that had yet to fully sprout may not have withered and perished. The star I failed to save is known to you now as the Void. Shard, it's a shard. Though Gudrak knew not that I spoke of my homeland, I had explained to him before the cause of its ruin. A magic was devised to contain and defeat Primal's might within a stone known as Orosite, and the energies which bled from this imperfect vessel gradually corrupted the champions who wielded it. These heroes became slaves to an insatiable hunger of aether, eventually transforming into hideous fiends, and none who clung to the faint traces of light were strong enough to oppose them. Shit. The demons turned upon each other in a war which drained the land's ether in even greater amounts, until one day the star was suddenly swallowed in a flood of darkness. The entire world unmade in an instant. The void scent you encountered here in this realm are the twisted remnants of once mortal beings who gaunt on the nodes of life force remains. And as I lied dying, beaten, broken in my failed last stand, 'twas my present master who found my tormented spirit and bore me away to a rift betwixt worlds. It was he who first introduced me to Urianger. At my mentor's feet, I learned the nature of reality, of the existence of mirrored worlds and the eternal struggle between dark and light. Suddenly, an overwhelming superiority of either side would shatter the balance, and the world in question would be returned to the void by a calamity beyond imagining. At that self-appointed custodian of this balance, my master warned me that the source, the first of all worlds, slipped perilously close to oblivion. In which spirit did this master proffer such warning? A benevolent gesture or a veiled threat? To these questions and more do I mean to coax forth answers. Yet no matter his intention, that Heidelin doth teeters on a knife's edge is an undeniable truth. Knowing this, when choices were given to you to make, I chose to join my master and act as his instrument on this star. The tragedy that befell my home cannot be repeated. I will see this world saved. And yet I hesitate at the most crucial of moments. What right have I to stand alongside a true warrior of light? In thine own words thou wert called before thine time, and I offer that thou dwellest overmuch on the question of what maketh the hero. The search of the answer leaveth thine paralyzed by doubt. Heed me, Master Unakahai. Thou needest not believe thyself a hero to perform great deeds. 'Twas the deed itself which earneth thine the hero's mantle. The ideal you held can be less important than having the faith to act upon them. Regulus's loyalty to the Emperor guides his action until the last, and though we did not see eye to eye on anything, his final deeds can be called aught less than heroic. Personally, I find that faith in my companions allow me to act unhindered by uncertainties. I know that shall I ever falter, Udrak and the others will be there to support me, or steer me back onto the right path if needed. I see. The days leading up to my world's destruction, I was entirely lost. I never knew that it was to have comrades. I cannot imagine the loneliness you must have felt, but look around you now, Kalhai. You're not alone anymore. Welcome to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. So, did he ever tell us he actually worked with Elizabeth? I will fulfill my promise to save this world, and when I stumble, I shall be glad to have your hands there to steady me. My apologies, this is difficult for me. For so long I have spoken from behind a mask. We shall all feel comfortable speaking without such concealment. I hope you appreciate the irony of that statement, Urianjay. Mr. I always wear goggles. Until we meet again, my friends. I don't think I have any friends in the Void Ark. While we were examining the controls of Zolval's shackles, I found a tombstone that may be of interest to you, Gudrek. Would you take a look? Shit. The information contained within this device appears to have been used to generate a simulated battle of grievous difficulty. Difficulty. Challengers would be pitted against a simulacrum of Zolva, Ban, the power of which has been enhanced to the icon's highest conceivable magnitude. It is described as the final trial for most elite of Allegan warriors, intended to distinguish the truly excellent among them. I have witnessed no champion more exceptional than the warrior of light. Are you not curious to see just how powerful Zulvan may have been? I urge you to visit the verification node and undertake this ultimate test of the Allegan elite. Cheers, Notch! I shall unlock the Zorvan's. Oh. Shit, I'll just do it. You, however, may not find this one as enjoyable unless you enjoy ranking counter sentences. Chicken time. Oh dear. Honky dong. Honky doo. See that? All sixes.
Run away. Me run away? I was but seeking a different path for the victory. Not enough expo... And we will fight men. And women. Alright, Gilgamesh, it is a transmogrification time. The mightiest warrior ever to grace the Eorzea stands before you, in which I am. I, Gilgamesh, prepare yourself! I, Gilgamesh. Now prepare yourself. Attack the chain! Not everyone is attacking the chain. Trying my ass off here. Well, the healer died because... the chain again. I think my full arms will avail me not. To think that my full complement of arms will avail me not. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh. You have my word. The treaty bait too. I will return just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Anyways, I yield to your unparalleled...
Boo! Ha, I lied again.
Oh there. Oh there. Udrak, have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. The battle has already been won? That is triumph. That's terrific news, indeed. Clearly, the lesson you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this, you say? The treaty bid lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood. Worry not, my ever loyal associate, for no buried treasure shall escape the keen eye of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, an inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again?
Gudrak, what news of Primal and the treaty blade? Remarkable. I knew the warrior of light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildebrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade.
Such design and craftsmanship at once bold and powerful, yet sensitive, and refined. I believe I found the inspiration for my next masterpiece.
Of course they're beautiful. They are the greatest treasures of lost Sildee. To think that they were locked away in a vault of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' name through the mud. Just how did you come to know of these long lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family. Left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light and their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded the magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. Ah, what I wouldn't have given to see it, the ultimate achievement of the greatest mages of this realm had ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring cast opened the doors of judgment. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azema's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, blade in hand, I swear unto you. The legend differs to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shine down from the heavens. Over here, friends. Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. Behold, safe in my hand, none other than the treaty blade. The real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, yes, just like that, I swear unto you then. My word, something in this odd tingling sensation. Ridiculous. Hildebrand isn't a warrior of light, he's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. It would seem the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it. It won't stand to see. I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by a muscle-bound buffoon. Hildebrand is blasting skyward. Ho! Oh! Well, I dare say that proves to be a most useful incantation indeed. And as the light of justice that sprout from the treaty blade banishes the shadow, returning peace to the land. As the legend ended, I must say I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't be much use to us after all. Inspector, oh Inspector! Wait for me! Dolls, balls, Hildy. First you almost die at your poor mom's feet, and now you fly off to God knows where without even giving her a kiss goodbye. Ho ho ho! It appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildebrand, as it has many Manderville's men before him. Godspeed, my boy, when the day comes that you tire of mystery solving. Your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So, in the end, the Sylvan incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light? Well, the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old, after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. I have a legendary weapon of my own. magic that brought peace and happiness to people of Beldia was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes is nothing short of a dream come true. Huh. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he managed to make a girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end, a bloody bastard, that bloody bastard. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye, a curious scent, wafting in the wind from a far-flung land. Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wrong want for succor, wrong want for succor, I, Hildebrand, shall be there till we meet again. Hildebrand will return after these messages. Hildebrand will return. That's weird. That's just a cartoon. Okay, well, that's that. Going to finish unlocking this and then I'll stop streaming FF14. I'm going to stop the stream and take a short break and then come back with what's it called? Apex Legends. I'm gonna stream that for at least an hour. At least an hour. Not too much, not too little. And then I'm gonna stop stream. So after this, it's Apex. Soon. Soon. Oh wait, you're not moving. Soon. Feel the power of my thruster. Activating verification systems. Elimination trial request. Acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone. Data. Data processed. Adversary Warring Triad Zul Van. Threat level extreme. This is the final qualifying test for surviving elite squad enlistments. Participation is only permitted to candidates who agree to unrestricted bioseed production following the trial. Specifically, enlistees who succeed in completion to program will be certified as genetically superior and must submit to cell harvesting for subsequent cloning initiatives. Elimination trial survival rate are currently calculated at 1.9%. Boom. Activating our reality augmentation. Initiating elimination trials. The Empires thanks you for your service. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent candidates. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Alright, that's the end of that. I completed all of Warring Triad and did the end part of Hildebrand. Error. Now I can start Hildebrand in here, but that's gonna be a bit later. I'm gonna stream again tomorrow, most likely MSQ, and then after depending on how I feel. But two people came by. Like, people keep coming by, but they don't stay that long. I wish they would. Thank you for coming by. If you're watching the VOD, please come watch me live when I go live, which is getting sporadic. Not sporadic as in I will stream every day, but I'm trying to stream earlier. I started at 7 today, which is awesome. I'll probably keep trying to start earlier. I'm not entirely sure I'll stream tomorrow, but after this I'm gonna stream Apex, and that's it. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and good night.